Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Would you believe me if I told you that Joe Biden and the Biden administration, everyone around him, are lying to you? Now obviously I'm just playing around. We already know this to be the case. But here we go again. As the calendar ticks into the month of August, the Biden administration does what the Biden administration always does. They lie and try to carefully craft a narrative. You log on Twitter yesterday morning and you probably saw the trend, hashtag Biden boom. US adds over 500,000 new jobs. The labor market is stronger than ever. That's what they continue to tell you. The economy is in a historically great place, Karine Jean-Pierre continues to repeat. But of course, like everything that comes out of the Biden administration, it needs to be taken with a grain of salt. It needs to be analyzed a little bit further, get into the nitty-gritty, so to speak, into the details, and see what's really going on. Because it turns out that actually, the labor market is not as strong as Biden continues to claim it is. He's not creating all of these millions upon millions of jobs that he claims he is. And actually, things are looking pretty grim. You know, people are looking at markets right now, and yes, there's been a little bit of a bounce back, which is perfectly normal during a bear market to have little rallies called dead cat bounces, and in certain cases, have some pretty strong rallies. But in the long term, my prediction is this Biden recession is far from over. And even though this administration is pretending as if the recession is already behind us, the economy's stronger than ever and it's nothing but up from here, I'll tell you why I think these people are, like usual, full of crap. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to talk about, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so here's what happened. The New York Times reports, US job growth unexpectedly soared in July. The employment gains, which far surpassed expectations, show that the labor market is not slowing down despite efforts by the Federal Reserve to cool the economy. 528,000 jobs were created in July, in quotation marks created, probably added is a better word, which was higher than expected, and the New York Times says that US job growth unexpectedly soared in July. I wouldn't say it's unexpected because actually we predicted this over the last couple of months and weeks, that most likely we're going to see a surge in the job market throughout the summer. I mean, it's just the basic summer rush. Like I keep telling you guys, if there's going to be a really rough economic time following this recession, it's not going to be in the summer. It's going to be in October or November. Most likely October. That's why it's called Red October. But of course, left-wingers in the media are running with this story and claiming it's the Biden boom. But not exactly. It's a great headline, absolutely, and I don't blame the Democrats for trying to get wins where they can. I mean, W's are very rare in very rare supply, almost non-existent for Joe Biden and his Democrat goons these days. But behind the headline, beneath the surface, this is not what Democrats are claiming it is. Not even close. Famed investor and economist Peter Schiff really puts it into perspective with this tweet right over here. There was a net loss of full-time jobs in July. All of the net 528,000 jobs added were part-time jobs, most of them low-paying service sector jobs. Since the number of people in the workforce keeps falling, these part-time jobs went to people who already had at least one other job. And this right here is the fallacy of this whole thing, this Democrat talking point, that the jobs market is so incredibly strong. We keep adding on more jobs, they keep telling you. But actually, it's low-skilled, low-paid, part-time jobs and secondary jobs. First of all, it's exactly what you'd expect in the summer. I mean, that's what happens. Kids are off school and there's day camps and sports camps, side jobs, side hustles, the tourism industry starts to boom. And so obviously what we're seeing in this summer boom is expected, but it's even weaker than usual because it's indicating that more people are being hired part-time rather than full-time. And we're also seeing that more people are resorting to having to work a secondary job for supplementary income in order to sustain their lives in these weak economic times. This is what the Biden administration is touting as the strongest economy ever. But of course, the reality is quite the opposite, especially when it comes to professional high-paying jobs. We just got this report right over here, just in. Tech giant Oracle lays off hundreds of employees from the Wall Street Journal, and that follows the trend of this year. The 12 biggest tech layoffs of the year so far, more than 32,000 tech workers from every corner of the industry have already lost their job this year, and more are almost certainly on the way. And so it seems as though the real story is people are struggling and having to supplement their income, and people are not getting good high-paying jobs. They're working part-time in the low-paying service sector, and those jobs might not even be there by the end of the summer. Oh, I forgot to mention this headline. Amazon is also shrinking their workforce by 100,000 as hiring freezes and layoffs hit the tech sector. And so it seems seems that the Biden recession is far from over. Joe keeps telling you, come on, man, look at all the jobs I created. But it's nothing but dishonest left-wing propaganda. And if that was the case that the economy was doing historically well, then why is the stock market still 15 points lower than its previous high at the start of 2022? Why is it that on the back of this jobs report, stocks are actually going down instead of going up? Wall Street falls as job data suggest Fed hikes not over. Sizzling US jobs data makes case for a bigger Fed rate increase. In other words, Jerome Powell at the Fed is working on a couple goals: demand destruction, slowing down the economy, slowing down job growth, and quantitative tightening in an effort to reduce inflation, and they're doing this by increasing rates. Of course, the Fed rate, we've been covering it over the last couple of months. Well, with these kinds of jobs reports, it means the Fed is going to have to increase rates further. Friends, look at market history, look at economic history over the last 50, 60 years. When Fed interest rates are high, the economy stagnates. And the markets certainly stagnate. In other words, Joe Biden's claim that we're headed towards slow and steady growth is complete bogus. If we were in the strongest economy ever, we'd be in a bull run, especially off the backs of reports like these. But we're seeing the exact opposite, because people know that interest rates are going to continue to go up, and the markets will inevitably, or most likely, go down as a result. Wall Street is predicting a full Fed pivot by Q1 or Q2 2023. And what I mean by pivot is when the Fed actually starts to reverse track and reduce interest rates rather than hike them, and then we might be in a full-fledged economic recovery. But to pretend like we're in it right now is a lie. Still in the midst of a recession, and it's very likely and very possible that it continues to get worse. Household credit card debt surges in second quarter, highest jump in over 20 years. Nearly 2/3 of Americans are now living paycheck to paycheck, stagnating markets, reduced corporate earnings, and what seems to be an actually very weak labor market. When you lift up the hood and take a peek at the engine inside, that's not a booming economy or a booming economic recovery. That's the Biden recession. It's that simple, folks. Joe Biden and his Democrat goons are lying to you. Like I always say, prepare accordingly. Oh, well, don't worry, folks. At least gas is 20 cents cheaper than it was a couple weeks ago.
Okay, and then last one. Why is the president bragging today about gas prices?
Because it's gone down.
It's still $1.72 higher than when he took office.
It has come down in a way that we haven't seen its trajectory coming down in over a decade.
Still
and
over
it is
$4 a gallon,
okay.
though. Is that good?
You want to talk to a nurse or a teacher or a firefighter if having that little bit of breathing room doesn't matter to
Are
them?
nurses and teachers and firefighters saying gas prices are only $4.11?
I'm saying
this
that
is great.
I'm saying that even that little bit of breathing room matters to families, especially during this summer when people are traveling.
That's what I got for you guys, though. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe if you're up for it. We'd love to welcome you guys into the Liberal Hive Mind community. I'm going to get back to work, though, like usual. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.